All right, we want to take you now to Tel Aviv in Israel. As you see there, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is speaking following the significant deal with Hamas that in part will free 50 Israeli hostages. Let's listen.
And when I say all of them, I really mean it. Ron and Adar, all of them, every single one of them. We defined exactly what the objectives of this war is: to eliminate Hamas, to release the hostages, and then the day after, it will no longer be a threat to Israel in the Gaza Strip. And that is what we're doing. We created that. What paved the way for this was the blending of these two, this endless effort, this effort that we've been exerting. And I would like to truly salute the IDF for everything they have done, the effort that they're exerting. And the other one is the way we have been acting around the world, negotiating in order to bring the hostages home. And we try to improve it the whole time. I just spoke to President Biden, and I thanked him for having worked so hard with all the mediators in order to find a kind of improvement of whatever the outline was. So these two combined really enabled us to really enable not only this hostages at this stage, but the ones in the next stages. But the release of the detainees and our prisoners from our prisons will not include murderers. And the transfer of medication and the visit of the International Red Cross will then visit everyone. And they've denied that they knew about that. They will. Yes, it has been agreed, and I expect the Red Cross to do its job and to visit them all and bring them the medication that they need. The citizens of Israel, very often I have to make very difficult decisions, and sometimes the choices are extremely tough. And this is what I've now suffered with the hostages. We have been exerting an effort the entire time. At this time, we can achieve the release of mothers and some young women with the children. It is incumbent upon us. It is a sacred duty. It is an imperative for us. Our decree. Over the years, we've only done things that whatever we had to do, we did it in Savoy and Tebe and in other Sabena, and there were various things that we just had to do. And with daring releases of hostages, we took risks, but it wasn't always possible with a military campaign. And therefore, this time, we are taking advantage of every possible chance in order to bring them home. It is a sacred duty upon our shoulders. It is a decree. Yesterday, it was clarified at the meeting that the security and the safety of our soldiers will be ensured during this truce, this temporary truce. And then the IDF will continue after that in its war, in its campaign. We approve that decision, the entire government. And we believe, and I believe, that this is the right decision. I thank you all, Yoav Gallant, the Minister, Benny Gantz, all of you, Hertzia Levy, the Chief of General Staff, and the head of the GSS and the head of the Mossad, and Major General Gal Hirsch and Nitzan Alon, all of them who worked tirelessly, burning the midnight oil to bring them home. Citizens of Israel, I want to be clear, the war is ongoing, it is continuing. We will continue it until we achieve all our objectives. We will eliminate Hamas, and we ensure that the day after Hamas, there will be no factor who will continue educating their children to hate and to eradicate Israel. So we will continue eliminating Hamas in the north, by the way, and in the south. We will continue that effort. until we have an absolute victory. And we're doing so thanks to the heroism and the courage of our children. They are truly the heroes of Israel, and I always remember, because this victory has a very heavy price that we have to pay. There are those who lose their lives, who have given their lives, sacrificed their lives for us, for our safety and security. I spoke to the family of Dvir Barazani, the young paratrooper who died this week. And the father told me that he wrote to his son, and he said that when you go and fight the Hamas, remember that behind you there are 1,400 citizens of the state of Israel who were cruelly slaughtered by a very evil foe. And that is what all the bereaved families did when I spoke to them. Please, they said to me, continue until that total victory, an absolute victory. The citizens of Israel, I'm standing here tonight and saying things very clearly. That is exactly what we're going to do. Together with you and with the help of God, together we will win.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu making an evening address to the nation of Israel and really the world, saying there that he spoke to President Biden, thanking him for the diplomatic work with mediators on this newly announced hostage deal. He also said it was the efforts of the Israel Defense Forces that, quote, paved the way for this hostage release. And he clarified that the prisoners that Israel will release, the some 150 in exchange for the 50 Israelis held hostage by Hamas, the Palestinians held by Israel, he says, will not include murderers. We know that children and women are being prioritized in this exchange both ways. And he said there that the citizens of Israel need to know that the war will continue even after this hostage exchange to achieve the objective of eliminating Hamas. We will continue to follow that major developing story for you in the Middle East and bring you updates on this throughout the day.